Good morning, super cool party people. It is morning still, and I just haven't got out of bed at all. And it's almost noon, to be honest. I've been up for a little bit. I had some really crazy dreams last night. I was at the theater and there's this big concert thing going on, and the manager was like, oh yeah, you're playing the violin here tonight, remember? And I was like, I don't know how to play the violin. And so I was like trying to learn how to play the violin, and then there was this little kid who was like apparently super good at the violin, so we're like, okay, you can go play in my place. And then when we actually got to the stage, my name wasn't on the thing to actually perform, and there was like this circus act going on, which was weird. Like the theater stage was so much bigger in my dream than it actually is in real life. And then so I was sitting in the audience later, and Chuck Bass and Blair Waldorf from Gossip Girl were there, and that was weird. And one of the girls that I went to high school with went past, and she's like, oh, we have to go flew back to our place. And I'm like, you must be lying, like this can actually be a Harry Potter thing. So yeah, really weird dreams. I actually slept pretty well. I slept in pretty late. I slept until about 11, but I just was not feeling waking up. And soon I'm gonna start the day. I'm just watching a video, Chronically Jackie. I love following her, she's awesome. And then I'm going to probably get dressed here soon. I sweated a lot last night, which I don't know what's up with that, but whatever. I've got this nice glow going on right now. But plan for the day is I do have to film and edit my Dark Sun video today, and I do want to finish reading the bits on my story so that I can get back into create mode. So yeah. Oh, and that. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to that video though right now. When you turn on the lights, and also I just kind of tossed everything around to grab these to show my brother because he was wondering what I brought at Walmart. It's so much worse. It's just But in good news, I've done my makeup for the day, so that means hopefully I will start filming early, because that's my plan. Like, if I do my makeup as soon as I get up, then I have no excuse not to film, because usually it's like 7 p.m. and I'm like, I guess I should put on some makeup so I can film. So makeup is on. It looks terrible in this lighting, but it looks better in other lighting. I'm still in my pajamas. My hair is a mess, but we're getting there. I'm just trying to decide if I want to clean a bit first and then film, or just jump into it and film. What should I do? Alright, so I've done my hair, and I did 2 pigtails, and now I feel like I look like I'm 12, but oh well. And I'm dressed. I honestly just wear sweatpants all the time, because sweatpants are the greatest things ever. Like, why would you wear jeans if you could not? I mean, I do have some very comfortable jeans, but it isn't a great day, but it isn't a terrible day, so we'll take it. It's a little bit windy. You might be able to see the trees moving. They're barely going though. And it's pretty cloudy, but not raining, and that's what matters. Right now I'm trying to decide if I want to eat something before I start filming, or if I just want to film and eat after. It's a hard decision, honestly, because I'm pretty hungry now, but if I decide to eat, I could become very unmotivated. So we will see. We will see. We will see. Let's just keep saying that. So plan today is I want to film, I have to film my Dark Sun video, so that is on the docket. I also want to film another one of the series that I'm working on. I have 2 currently that I need to edit, so hopefully I can get one of those edited plus my Dark Sun video, and read through everything that I have left of the highlighted portion of my story that I'm trying to figure out if it's good or not. That is a jam-packed day. You know what? I'm going to go write these things down, because I really like crossing things off lists. So if I have it written down and I get to cross it off, I'll feel better about things, right? So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm going to find somewhere to write this down, and then I get to cross things off. I have a list here. I just need to rip that one off and start a new one. So that's what I'm going to do while I procrastinate from actually doing those things. And I'm also going to contemplate food. Seems pretty solid. Alright, I am out in the garage. It's still a bit of a large mess, as you can see, but I can film around it, and I had this set up a little bit so that I could film an intro for that series I'm working on, so I'll have to clean this off and like stand that back up. But other than that, it's functional. It's a mess, but it's a functional mess. I decided not to eat lunch yet. I'm going to film this video, I'm gonna eat lunch, and then I'm probably going to film another video, and then we'll get into making my bed so I can sit on it while I edit. That's the plan, at least. So let's get this set up and get going. All right, so huge change of plans, and I thought this might be a problem. The street is too busy right now to film in the garage, so I guess I'm not filming right now, which means I'll cook lunch right now. Oh, it's like 20 after 1. Yeah, so I'll cook lunch right now, and then I guess do some editing of the other stuff I can do, and then maybe around 6 dinner time, when people are like eating dinner and not driving on the road, I can film, because I tried and I like 20 seconds of waiting for it to quiet down enough that I could start filming, and I got like 3 seconds in and then there's a lot of vehicles. So food time now, editing after, etc, etc. Okay, so I have eaten food and it was amazing. I definitely, I think I would have struggled if I was trying to film without eating, so it kind of worked out for me. I'm now just finishing the YouTube video I was watching while I was eating, and then I'm going to get into editing the stuff that I can work on. But yesterday I talked a little bit about how creating is hard, because it is. It's a constant struggle with yourself. Battle, is it good enough? But yeah. But today I want to talk a little bit about how I get my ideas for my stories, I guess. What happened to my voice there? I don't know. So the first story that I ever wrote, not my fan fiction, but like the first one I wrote before that, was just based on my life, the person I want it to be, and all my friends were in it. They were just massive exaggerations of who they were. So like I took all their flaws and I just amped them up to the top, and it was terrible, and I have no idea if that story even exists anywhere anymore, but it was bad. Also, like, side note, I was writing on a computer that was so old that I would type and then I would look up and I would watch the words type across the screen. So that was cool, but that was actually the first computer I built out of like old scrap pieces, so I was very happy that I had it nonetheless. And then my next stories that I wrote were my fan fictions, really. I mean, like, you know, you write stories in school. Like, I was in journalism class in English and had to write stuff there. But the next stories that I wrote for myself were my fan fictions. I actually had 2 of them. They were both Harry Potter, but I got really into Harry Potter fan fictions in my first year of university because I didn't want to be studying for exams, and I discovered this world of Harry Potter fan fictions. I didn't even know fan fiction existed before this. But it was glorious. It was the fall of 2005. And so a lot of my stories, my 2 fan fictions around there, were really kind of based on the stuff that I liked in other people's stories, and then just crazy imagination. I actually ended up cannibalizing one of my story ideas to put it into the other one, and that one just took off. I mean, it didn't take off, it just kept going though. It kept going and going and going, and fun fact, at the end of the day, it was actually 2,000 words longer than Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is the longest Harry Potter book. Why? So that's where those story ideas came from. I'm gonna finish watching this, and then I will probably get into some editing, and then I'll update you on like the next generation of stories and how those came to be a thing. Okay, so my brother and sister are back home from their trip. They are going to continue binge watching, so I've relocated to my room, and now that I'm here with the door closed, it is much smaller because of the mess. Goodness, goodness, goodness. So, now I'm going to figure this out and then keep editing, I guess, and then probably fold laundry after I get the bed sorted and made. Okay, so we are passably clean and organized now. The bed's made, most of the stuff is off the floor. It's enough that I can sit down and get some work done, and then when I get bored from doing that, I will fold that giant basket of laundry that's sitting right there. But we're doing good, I'm feeling jazzed, and I'm really excited to be editing what I'm editing because it's like very nostalgic. But more on that on Tuesday. yeah, Tuesday. All right, I have finished editing that video. It took me several hours, as I expected. It's like 5:15 now. What is even happening with my day? Also, I am exhausted. I'm so tired, and I'm not sure why, because I slept well last night. Sorry, just slurring my words a little bit. But I figured this would be the perfect time to talk about more of the things that inspire me to write stories, because one of them is definitely dreams. As you might know if you've followed my vlog channel for a while, I have pretty random dreams sometimes. At the beginning of this one I talk about a weird dream that I had, but like they're all the time, and nightmares sometimes too, which are amazing. I love nightmares that I have because they really freak me out, and I don't really get freaked out very easily. I've also been shot in dreams before, and like shot with arrows. So my dreams are like pretty all over the place, so I do definitely draw inspiration sometimes from dreams for stories. And I actually do have at least one story that started out as a dream, and then I just expanded and expanded and expanded. And so now one day, probably, it'll become a novel. But I don't just sleep dream and come up with ideas. I also daydream. So the current story I'm working on, which is tentatively called the Edge Trilogy, and I hate that name, but we're just going with it. I was actually sitting in class staring out the window daydreaming, and there was a fire alarm going off in the library next to the building I was in, and so everybody had to evacuate. And I was like, that'd be so weird to be in the library if it had to evacuate. And I was like, what if it's a fake bell? What if somebody's like trying to steal something or something? And so that's how that story came about, and you can actually check, I'll try to find it. I did a My Writing Journey series just before National Novel Writing Month, and I will try to link the video up here, or is it there, of me talking a little bit more in depth and reading a section of my story that I wrote immediately after deciding, hey, this is a good idea, a library thing. So that's where I get some of my ideas. Other things are just like, I think this would be cool and I want to read about it, so I'm gonna write about it so I can read about it, or like just the fleetingest of moments, and I will come up with ideas. But yeah, it's a little bit more about how I come up with my ideas for stories. I'm half tempted to take a nap right now, but I also might just pop out to the garage and see if it is in fact quiet enough to film out there now. My brain stopped right there. But yeah, we will go from here. But yeah, just wanted to share a little bit more. Stop rambling, stop rambling, stop rambling. Oh my god, it's so much later and the cars are still so loud. It took me so long to film because I had to keep stopping. There goes one. Oh well, it's done now, that's great. It is only 7 o'clock, which 7 o'clock lately has been the time that I'm like, I should probably get ready to film, and then it's like 9:20. I'm like, all right, time to film. So at least I'm ahead of the curve. Now I think I should find something to eat for dinner because it is getting late. But I do want to come back out and film later, hopefully, if that's not crazy loud still and I don't suddenly run out of time. So that is the plan, but I'm gonna go inside now because I am hungry and I'm talking really fast and I don't know why. I just want to say that my mommy's the best. I'm not just saying this because she might watch this, but it's because I was texting her because my brother and sister-in-law had a late lunch and then they were snacking, and so they weren't gonna do dinner, and I didn't feel like cooking dinner for myself. And I was like, Mom, have you had dinner yet? And she was like, yeah, I'm just making a salad. I was like, oh, boo. And then she was like, just give me half an hour and I'll bring you something. I was like, well, you don't need to do that. I was just gonna like walk to 7-Eleven and get potato wedges. She's like, I'll get those too. I was like, what? And so she came by and she brought me some roast because they had roast, gravy, and potato wedges, and oh, it was so good. It was great. It was what I needed to like sit down and edit for another like kabillion more hours. So thank you, Mom. I very much appreciate it. Oh, it's so yummy. I've been craving potato wedges too for like a couple weeks now. So it was exactly what I needed, and now I'm going to continue editing my Dark Sun video, and I have to edit out so many cars driving past, but that's fine. We have the energy to do it now. Alright, it is 9:30 and we are doing alright. Video, Dark Sun video filmed and edited now, which is fantastic, and I have read through all the words in my story. Well, not all of them, but just the important words. I'm still not really sure where I'm going to go from here, but I know that I am going to take a pause from the cause to fold some laundry because I can't deal with that anymore. So let's do that, and then we'll see what we're gonna do afterwards depending on how long this takes me and how I'm feeling. Alright, so I don't remember when I last picked up the camera, but I just finished filming another episode for my new series. Again, like I said, look forward to Tuesday where I will talk more about it, but I got into such a terrible giggling fit, like I couldn't go on. It was the funniest thing ever, and it happened like 3 times, and it's just content partially, and I think I'm a little tired is the other part. But it is 20 to 12. I've had a very long day, so I think that it's time to hit the hay, as it were. I do work tomorrow, so that'll be fun. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for putting up with me today. If you enjoyed coming along with this adventure and learning more about how I come up with story ideas, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also leave comments so that I know that you like this and I can do more things, or you know, if you have questions and stuff you want me to talk about. I'm not a published author, obviously, but I'm making steps, hopefully, towards that. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow when we do very similar things, and with that, I'm going to say good night.